Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chanting should be like what? Like child crying for the mother. And then sometimes people, they are not chanting like child's crying for the mother, not like that. That's not the thought or consciousness behind, but still they cry and they're into tears also. And they also begin rolling on the ground and all those things. So that's called Hari Hari Sahajiyas. You don't really belong to that level, or you have not evolved through your consciousness, and you're not at the level of crying, but you still make a show. Here you go. Like in 77, Mayapur Festival, Jayapataka Maharaj organized kirtan competition. And then the kirtaniyas from all over Bengal also were invited. And they really defeated us because they were crying. While we were not at that level, or we're just doing our sadhana, while they were at the level of bhava and, prem. So Prabhupada stopped this. And in fact, that was the first time and last time we had the kirtan competition. It used to be in this park before, where TOVP is. That's where the festivals and pandals, and it was blowing right into Lotus building. That was the only building that time, and Prabhupada was hearing all that crying. Even before I joined Krishna Consciousness, and I was a follower of Vivekananda Swami, and then kind of follower of Ramakrishna. And because I had read from the literature that he was supposed to be crying. So I had reached that level. I had been crying before I took to the chanting of Hare Krishna and came to Prabhupada and received the mantra in parampara. I used to cry. I'm not chanting Hare Krishna, whatever, Durga. But now I'm still waiting to come to that level of crying. So these fellows, by practice you could cry also. You're not at the level, you don't have those emotions, sentiments, understanding the evolution in Krishna consciousness hasn't taken place. But you're supposed to be crying, you know that. So you think, I'm there. And you cry, and so by practice also you could cry. Or Jayapataka Maharaj says that their crying is a chili bhav, chili, eating chili, red chili. So some of them do bring some chili powder, and while singing, very tactfully, without anyone taking note, they just throw or rub some powder, chili powder, into their eyes, and the next 1-2 hours, they are torrents of rains like it's called chili bhava. So we are supposed to be crying. I think one time Shivaram Maharaj, I think, said, or others also may have said, you are chanting but not crying. So there's a reason for you to cry because you are not crying. You understand? Kaun kehta hai Bhagavan aate nahi. There's a song in Hindi. क्यों आते नहीं? द्रौपदी जैसे पुकारते नहीं या बुलाते नहीं. This song says of who says that Lord doesn't come or appear or give you darshan. Now He does, He's ready, He's willing. The trouble is, you are not calling or addressing the way Draupadi addressed. That is just one example. There could be, and there are billions of other examples. But that is one glaring, the way Draupadi cried, helplessly cried. Yatra madha bhakta gayanti, tatra tisthami narada. Wherever my devotees gayanti, sing, glorify, call out, I appear, I make my appearance there. Tatra tisthami, I appear. And then I was, I've been thinking a little bit about this, that Kunti Maharani's statement from Kunti's prayers, Janma Ishvarya Shrita Shribhi. And in that verse itself says that those who are, proud of their janma, I come from such a dynasty, I'm American, janma, Aishwarya, my opulences or my wealth, Janma Ishwarya Shrita, or I'm a learned, I'm knowledgeable, I have done my higher studies in Cambridge University in England or America? There's one, okay. Or I'm Sri, means I'm beautiful. Maybe I'm Miss India, or I'm Miss Universe. They're really missing Krishna. Is miss this. So because you are conditioned, or these thoughts are imposing upon you. What thoughts? Janma, Aishwarya, Shrita, Shribhi. And of course this is just a small list. There's a much bigger list. Just a sampling is listed there. So those who are into such thoughts, that verse says, that person cannot address Lord with the feelings. Feel for the Lord is not there. Because of your pride, you understand the feeling? There's no feeling. Thinking, okay, there's another. Thinking, feeling, willing. Should be understanding this. Mind, this is a function of the mind. Thinking, and as one thinks, what happens? Feelings are aroused. Feelings. And from the feelings or some feelings become solidified or something. And then what happens next is willing. Will. Thy will be done, as the Bible says, thy will be done. Thy means here. So thinking, feeling, willing. And if the will is strong, then what happens? Where there is will, there is way. You will find the way. So anyway, going back to this verse again. So the feeling, the right feelings are not there for those who are into the Janma Ishwarya Shvata Shribhi. Okay, I mean, you are supposed to be crying like a baby, but one person, what? Why should I cry? Come on. Good morning. I have a good time. I have this, I am that. I'm healthy. I'm wealthy. I may be fool, not wise. But so what is the reason? Why should I be crying? Come on, cry. If I go bankrupt, I may cry, but that's not the case. I have lots of bank balance. So Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while chanting the glories of holy name in Sikshastak, well, he has said, Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, at the end of the first verse. So chanter has to hear the glories of the holy name, just more and more, in order to get into the right mood or right feelings, right vision or will. And then he also says, the Lord says, Nam Namakari Bahuda, I have invested all the powers, Shakti, in the holy name. Holy name is Shaktiman. Full of Shakti, that's called Shaktiman. So the Buddhiman, one is full of intelligence, Buddhiman. The holy name is full of Shakti. And not only that, there are no hard and fast rules for chanting. I think this is kind of an encouraging statement. Oh, there are no hard and fast rules. No hard and fast rules. But that's not the case, in fact. There are lots of rules and regulations and vidhi and nishedh. You do this, you can't do this. The chanters are advised. So he does say, no hard and fast rules. Or maybe when you are Paramahams, you don't have to, you are beyond rules and regulations, so no hard and fast rules. And that means any time, every time, you could chant and just chant, no hard and fast rules. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in that end of that verse, and still I'm so unfortunate. The holy name is powerful, there are no hard and fast rules. But look at me, I have no attraction for chanting. Nanuragaha. Durdaivam, I'm so unfortunate. It's my misfortune. I have no anurag. I have no attachment for chanting, liking or attachment for chanting. So having said that, in the third verse he talks. What is he talking about? Tranadavi sunijena taroravi sahishnana amanina manadena kirtaniya sadhari. Just see, from where to where the chanter has reached. He had no attraction for chanting. And he's sitting with the beads, but he's spaced out and falls asleep. No attraction for chanting. But as soon as the translation, I had been saying this from time to time. The translation end of the translation of the third verse of Shastaka is, in such a state of mind, one could chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. In such a state of mind, one could chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Just now, you had no attraction, you're not chanting, not into it, but in such a state of mind, one could chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. So what is that state of mind? So that is what the verse says. Well, the verse says, but whether we follow the verse, whether we practice that, so that all the conditions are met, right? You say all the conditions are met and you could chant constantly. So the verse is, you are advised to make a garland or necklace of this verse and put that around your neck. Meaning, this is very dear to you also. This verse is supposed to be very dear to you. And someone who is very dear to you, you put them around your neck. This is one of the crux of the matter, this Trinadapi Suniche, statement. So we hear, we recite, we are learned by heart, We could close our eyes and say the whole verse. Oh, that's nice. But then, as I also was saying that yesterday, we have to understand what we are reciting, what we are hearing, this particular verse. What is the purport, or what's the deeper meaning, the hidden meaning, hidden meaning? Because these verses are very confidential also. Confidentiality is maintained. So as soon as you do that, means you are done with it. It doesn't work like that. Okay, you are supposed to be lower than a straw in the street and more tolerant than the tree. And what? Offering respects to others, not expecting respects for yourself. So are we going to be coming to that level on the spot? Such a state of mind is going to be realized, achieved instantly, like instant coffee or something. This is going to be taking, time. But practice has to be there. But if we do not even practice makes one perfect. I said one. Normally the practice makes man perfect. But then a woman would say, what about woman? One who practice makes man perfect. Anyone, man, woman, practice and makes you perfect. So we have to strive for such perfection, and day in and day out we have to try, because I had said, as soon as you have met the conditions, in such a state of mind, one could chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. But as soon as, so that as soon as this, it's going to be later than sooner. Such a state of mind you are going to be realizing when? Later than sooner. I mean, we should strive for this soonest. But, we had been proud and whatnot, offensive and not respectful to others for how long? That state of mind was, how long we had that state of mind? Long, long, long time ago. So just to turn around 180 degrees, it is going to be gradual, right? In order to reach 180 degrees, okay, 1 degree, turn around. It's going to be, 10 degrees. Okay, now we are halfway through. 90 degrees. Another 90 degrees to go. Does that make sense? But if we do not even begin to practice to achieve that state of mind, then we'll be just stand still wherever. We will be as we were, as it is, as we were. So the 8 verses of Sikshastak. First 5 of them they talk of sadhana bhakti. So we have to go through them, meaning we have to understand, practice. And the next one is na dhanam, na janam. So this is for practice. This is for sadhakas. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram, at least praying that please fix me as atom, a dust particle of your lotus feet. So that is where the sadhana part is culminated in there with this thought. I'm fallen and oh Lord, I'm yours. That kind of relationship is also being developed or expressed. And please have me, or I want to have you, and you may like to have me also. And then you could talk of the bhav part, the chili bhav, this bhav, the crying. Because the next one says, Nayanam galada shrudharaya. Oh, when would that day be mine that while chanting there'll be tears gliding down my cheeks and this and that, my body trembling and then going higher further, the missing Krishna. Shunyayitam jagat sarvam. Virahena me, the feelings of separation, viraha bhav. Viraha bhav is part of bhav bhakti, which is after sadhana, bhav bhakti. Those 2 verses, verse number 6 and 7 are talking of bhav bhakti. So, unless you go through sadhana bhakti, you are not going to arrive at the level of bhav bhakti. And after bhav, ultimately is a Krishna prem, which is the 8th and concluding verse. And then this is it. And when you are done with sadhana bhakti or sadhana practices, then you develop love. So what does that mean? Suddenly or instantly, okay, you are you are doing sadhana, you are sadhak, and at the next moment you are into bhava, bhakti. So it's not like that. In fact, every time we practice our sadhana bhakti, that is also going to give rise to some bhava also. Maybe lots of sadhana bhakti as a result, some bhava, some emotions, feelings, willing. And also, not that you have gone through and attained perfection of sadhana bhakti, and also you have achieved all the bhava, 100% bhava bhakti, and then only you experience prem. That is also not the case. As you are going through bhava bhakti practices, bhava bhakti evolution, then some prem is also, some love is also, which we do occasionally, at least sometimes we have some loving dealings or loving feelings within us. We are still sadhakas, but there is some strong feeling of bhava, of even some prem. So, and then there will be eventually your perfected sadhana bhakti level, you perfected bhava bhakti, and you are at the level of prem, and you are at the level of prem day and night, not only occasionally or seasonally or just for the moment or so. And once that happens, then we are fit. Because in spiritual skies, well, not just a sky, spiritual world, and that world has a place called Vrindavan. So as we return to Vrindavan, then there you do not begin with your sadhana bhakti. No. Or there you begin practicing or evolving through bhava. Once you get there, no. You are 100% into day and night, you are jivan mukta. And then you begin your lifestyle at the level of loving dealings, at the level of prem. In fact, then there are further evolutions also. We say prem is at the topmost, but in spiritual sky, there are more levels. There is sneha, there's a man, there's a pranay, there's a rag, there's a anurag, there's a bhav, there's a Maha-Bhava. There are others. There are 7 levels, evolutions. But at the foundation, the prem is there. Or these are different names of prem only. Sneha and pranay, man. These are prems further solidified or evolved. Hari Hari.